From magazine covers to viral photo shoots, why are so many athletes getting naked? It's not just for shock value. There's a powerful message behind the bare skin. For some, it's about body confidence. For others, it's activism, awareness, or breaking stereotypes. And these moments get people talking, but is it empowering or just publicity? Today, we're getting into why top athletes worldwide are stripping down and what it says about sports, fame, and the human body. Athletes are supposed to be living the dream, right? Fame, fans, trophies, maybe even a few endorsement deals. But what if I told you that many of them, even Olympians and world champions, struggle to pay their bills? That's where the story takes a turn. More and more athletes are getting naked online for money. And no, it's not just about showing skin. It's about survival. It's about control. And sometimes it's about making more in 1 week than they did in their entire sports career. Take Liz Cambage. She's not some unknown name. She's a WNBA All-Star, but her total career salary from basketball was around $900,000. Then she joined OnlyFans and made $1.5 million in just 1 week. That's more than her entire basketball income. She's not alone. Olympic swimmers, MMA fighters, footballers, you name it, are signing up not just to pose, but to build businesses on their terms. Why is this happening? Because the truth about pro sports is much darker than people think. Most athletes aren't rich. The average track and field athlete in the US makes about $15,000 a year. That's barely enough to live on. Some MMA fighters risk brain damage and broken bones for $12,000 a fight. And the International Olympic Committee doesn't even pay athletes for winning medals unless their country or sponsors step in. So if you're not one of the superstars like LeBron or Messi, you're probably struggling financially, even if you've got a gold medal hanging at home. Women athletes often have it worse. In many women's leagues, salaries are so low that players must live with their parents or take part-time jobs. Some even clean houses or work in cafes between training sessions. That's why platforms like OnlyFans have become more than just a way to post sexy photos. They're now seen as a real chance to earn a stable income. It's direct, fast, and cuts out the middleman. Fans pay. Athletes get 80% of the money. No agents, no gatekeepers, just content and cash. And no, not everyone is taking their clothes off. Some use it for fitness coaching, personal messages, behind-the-scenes training routines, or mental health talks. People are paying for the access, the exclusivity, and the feeling of being part of the journey. Some fans are there just to support. Others want to see the raw, unfiltered version of their sports heroes. But even with all the success, it's not all sunshine. The next big question is, how far do athletes need to go to make a living in today's digital world? This is where things get complicated. Just because a platform gives athletes money doesn't mean it's without problems, even though many are using it for normal content, like fitness tips or exclusive behind-the-scenes updates. The truth is that OnlyFans is still known mostly for adult content, and that reputation creates a tough situation for athletes who want to be taken seriously. For example, imagine being like a female athlete who joins the platform just to share training routines or health advice. It doesn't matter what she posts. People assume it's sexual. That alone can lead to public judgment, harsh comments, and worst of all, brands pulling back. Companies don't want their image linked with something controversial, even if the athlete hasn't done anything inappropriate. This is where athletes find themselves stuck. They do what they can to survive, but their choices come with risks. Some fear using these platforms might ruin future job chances, especially if they want to become coaches or work in sports media after they retire. Others feel pressured to post more revealing content to compete or grow their income, and that's where the line between choice and necessity starts to blur. What's really going on here is a power shift. Athletes are realizing they can take control of their own stories. They don't have to wait for a league to pay them fairly. They don't have to hope for a sponsor to notice them. They can talk directly to their fans and earn from their popularity. It's the rise of the athlete creator, someone who trains hard in the gym and runs a business on their phone. But why did it have to come to this? Why are so many top-level athletes being forced to hustle outside their sport just to make ends meet? The answer points to a bigger failure in the sports system. For decades, governing bodies, event organizers, and media networks have made billions off the talent and effort of athletes. Yet, those athletes, especially the ones outside the major sports leagues, get only a small piece of the pie. There's no pension, no long-term support, and not even a guarantee of pay after injury. That's why OnlyFans and similar platforms exploded in popularity. They filled the gap. They offered money when no one else would. They rewarded attention and loyalty directly. And while some people laugh or criticize, the numbers are no joke. Billions of dollars are being earned, And athletes, many of whom were ignored for years, are finally getting paid. Now, some people say this is just part of the digital age. If someone has a following, they should be able to cash in however they want. But others worry that we're heading into dangerous territory where being an athlete isn't enough anymore. You have to sell access to your personal life just to stay in the game, and the pressure is growing. And the pressure keeps building. It's not just about sharing workout clips or meal plans anymore. Some athletes start out with simple content, but they feel pushed to go further when that doesn't make enough money. Show a bit more skin, get more followers, keep the fans paying. It becomes a cycle. And for someone who's already struggling financially, it can feel like the only option. For female athletes, the judgment is even harsher. People often reduce their value to their appearance instead of performance. So when they use platforms like OnlyFans, even for non-sexual content, they're labeled unfairly. Meanwhile, male athletes doing the same thing don't face nearly as much criticism. It shows how gender still plays a big role in what's acceptable. Some of these athletes have Olympic medals, some have fought in cages, broken records, or played on national teams. Yet they're still fighting for basic financial security. The system favors only the biggest names. If you're not a superstar, you're left to figure things out on your own. And platforms like OnlyFans become more than just a side hustle. They become survival. But let's not forget, it's not just the athlete making money. OnlyFans itself wins big. The company takes a cut from every dollar spent. And to grow their image, they're now paying athletes to join. It's a smart business move. Sports bring trust and respect. So, when fans see their favorite athlete on the platform, it seems more normal, more mainstream, and that helps the company reach new users. This is the world athletes live in now, where performance isn't enough, where digital presence matters as much as medals, where being popular might be more valuable than being skilled.